Assalamu alaikum, dear students. Hope you are fine by the grace of Almighty Allah. Welcome to NIBS Home School. This is Shahzadi Akhtar, Assistant Teacher of Science of National Ideal English Version School, Day Shift. Today I am going to take a science class for class 6 students, and our today's topic assignment part 2, our lecture number 30. Our today's topic assignment part 2. Dear students, I have discussed assignment part 1 in previous class. Today I will discuss assignment part 2, and it is included from chapter 2. Okay. Assignment part 2, chapter 2. Lesson 2, classification of living organism. Dear students, lesson 2, classification of living organism. Lesson 3, non-flowering plant. Lesson 4 to 6, flowering plant, and lesson 7, angiosperm plants. Today we will discuss from this lesson from chapter 2. Okay. Lesson 2, classification of living organism. The most recent method of such classification is invented by Margulis and Whittaker in 1978. Dear students, the most recent method of classification is invented by Margulis and Whittaker in 1978. According to modern method of classification, the living world is divided into 5 kingdoms. Dear students, I am repeating, according to modern method of classification, the living world is divided into 5 kingdoms. Monera, first one is Monera, Protista, Fungi, Plantae and Animalia. Dear students, I am repeating, Monera, the kingdoms are Monera, Protista, Fungi, Plantae and Animalia. The characteristics of all kingdoms are given below. Now, characteristics of first kingdom, that means Monera. The characteristics of Monera are: the organism is unicellular and has no well-developed nucleus. The organism is unicellular and has no well-developed nucleus. And second characteristics, they are too small that cannot be seen without microscope. Example, Rhizobium. Now, characteristics of kingdom 2, that means Protista. First characteristic is these living organisms have well developed nucleus. These living organisms have well developed nucleus. They are unicellular, and number 3, they can live alone or in aqua colony. Example, amoeba, euglena. Dear students, amoeba and euglena is included into kingdom 2, Protista. Okay, these living organisms have well developed nucleus, they are unicellular, they can live alone or in a colony. Example, amoeba and euglena. Now, kingdom 3, fungi. They have well developed nucleus. The characteristics of fungi are: they have well developed nucleus, they are unicellular or multicellular, and third characteristics, they are saprophytic. Example, yeast, mushroom, penicillium, etc. Dear students, I am repeating, the characteristics of fungi are: they have well developed nucleus, they are unicellular or multicellular, and they are saprophytic. Example, yeast, mushroom and penicillium. Dear students, yeast, mushroom and penicillium are included into kingdom 3, that means fungi. Okay, now kingdom 4, Plantae. The characteristics of Plantae are: number 1, they are autophytic. Number 2, they are unicellular or multicellular. Number 3, they have well developed nucleus. Example, fern, mango, jackfruit, etc. Dear students, I am repeating, the characteristics of Plantae are: they are autophytic, they are unicellular or multicellular, and they have well developed nucleus. Example, fern, mango, jackfruit, etc. Now, the last kingdom of living world, kingdom 5, Animalia. The characteristics of Animalia are: they have no cell wall, which is composed of cellulose. Number 2, they are dependent on plants directly or indirectly. They are dependent on plants directly or indirectly. Example, fish, bird, cow, man, etc. Dear students, now I will discuss from chapter 2, lesson 3, non-flowering plant. Okay. Let us know what is non-flowering plants. The plants that never bear flowers and fruits, and they reproduce by forming spores. These plants are called non-flowering plants. Dear students, I am repeating, the plants that never bear flowers and fruits, and they reproduce by forming spores. These plants are called non-flowering plant. Example, moss, fern, dhekishak, etc. Dear students, moss, fern and dhekishak included into non-flowering plants. Okay, now we will discuss lesson 4 to 6, flowering plants. The plants that can bear fruits and flowers is called flowering plant. The plants that can bear fruits and flowers is called flowering plant. Their body can be divided into root, stem and leaves. Flowering plants are two types on based on seeds. Flowering plants are two types on based on their seeds. Number 1, naked seed plants, that means gymnosperm. Number 1, naked seed plants, that means gymnosperm. And number 2, closed seed plants, that is angiosperm. Dear students, we will discuss today about gymnosperm and angiosperm. Now we will discuss their characteristics, that means gymnosperm and angiosperm. At first, naked seed plants, that means gymnosperm. The characteristics of gymnosperm are: these plants borne flowers but develop no fruit. These plants borne flowers but develop no fruit. Number 2, the flowers of these plants do not have ovary, so their ovules remain naked. The flowers of these plants do not have ovary, so their ovules remain naked. And number 3, ovules transform into seeds. Example, pine, cycas, araucaria, that means Christmas tree. Dear students, I am repeating, ovules transform into seeds. Example, pine, cycas, araucaria, that means Christmas tree. Dear students, cycas is included in gymnosperm. Okay, that means they are flowering plants. And now closed seed plants, that means angiosperm. The characteristics of angiosperm are: these plants have ovary. Number 2, the ovules are arranged within the ovary. And number 3, after fertilization, the ovules turn into seeds and ovaries develop into fruit. Dear students, I am repeating, the characteristics of angiosperm is: these plants have ovary, the ovules are arranged within the ovary. And number 3, after fertilization, the ovules turns into seed and ovaries turns into fruit. Ovules turns into seed and ovaries develop into fruits. Example, jackfruit, mustard plant, betel nut, etc. Dear students, I am repeating, jackfruit, mustard plant and betel nut all are included into angiosperm. Okay. Dear students, hope you have understood our today's topic properly. That means assignment part 1. I have already discussed in previous class about assignment part 1, and today I have discussed assignment part 2. So do the assignment properly, and you have to write the assignment of your own hand. Make the cover page nicely, and you have to, it is better to write of your own hand the cover page, and then try to write your content name and you have to use same size paper for assignment, and you have to you have to give margin in the assignment page. Okay. So and you have to submit the assignment on proper date. Okay, dear students, keep practicing at home. Allah Hafiz.